All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. Man, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Philly show.
Let's go.
All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It live from the Truist Championship on this beautiful Creator Classic Wednesday at what I like to say is, no offense to other courses in Philadelphia, my favorite golf course in the area. Harry, you're shaking your head. I don't know why you're shaking your head.
No, because I knew that was coming.
Okay.
I mean, it's sort of the obligatory sign-on now these days. But I got the hat on today.
do.
It looks good, Harry.
What I'll tell you is, though, I didn't recognize the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, obviously when a tournament like this is going on, there's a lot going on. And, just getting in here was crazy. And then once I came around to what Harry now told me is number 5, I was like, okay, now I have my bearings. But we are happy to be here. This is Moose along with Mays and Matthews. We are sponsored by Bet Parks. We'll talk about that more when we see the line. And our friends from Buy My Balls. I wonder if these creators have used Buy My Balls. They look like they're going to need some today on this course.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a special guest with us today, Brooke Goff from Goff Law Firm. Brooke, welcome to Swing It and Ding It.
Thanks. So much fun.
Did you bring the weather today?
I did.
Brooke?
Well, I'm from Connecticut, so the weather's been just as bad there as here.
Right.
But you brought the weather for me, and I appreciate that.
It's
Thank you.
terrific today,
Yeah,
isn't
it's beautiful.
it? Yeah.
So there's so much we want to talk about. We'll talk about the tournament a little bit, get your insights. But you are what we like to refer extremely affectionately a golf sicko like us.
I am. It's,
And
a,
we
it's
love
a sickness.
we love talking to golf sickos.
I left my wife to come to this, and there was a fight before. So, yeah, definitely have a golf problem.
We meet Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
Sit in a
okay, yeah, you'll
circle.
have to send me. If you can zoom in, I'm all in on that. yeah.
Perfect. We'll
Yeah.
send the invite.
Yeah.
Talk about your when you were bit by the golf bug and what that's turned into for you.
So, my story is actually pretty
We
interesting.
love a golf journey, we call it.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was a softball player, and then most golfers, a lot of women especially, were. I went to college. I was playing D1 softball for a little while, and I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and that changed my life quite a bit. And, softball was a little difficult to play, so I found golf. And golf is a slower paced sport, which allows somebody with something like type 1 diabetes to manage it on course. And golf I am so upset I didn't find it earlier. I'm thankful for diabetes. I know nobody says that, but that I found it later. But I've been playing since I was about, since I was about 25, 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's incredible. So talk about what you do and how that allows you to kind of take advantage of this game and get out there more often.
Well, I knew nobody was going to allow me to have, no business, no boss was going to allow me to take any days off that I wanted. So I knew it was on my own canoe, right? So I started Golf Law Group in 2017, and I started it at my kitchen table. I drove for Uber and Lyft so I could pay payroll at nights. I didn't take a paycheck for almost 3.5 years. And then it was literally built at my table with one attorney and one other employee. And now, 2025, we have just about 70 employees. We have 18 lawyers, 15 of which are women, which is pretty great in the litigation space. And like I said, I'm the boss, so they know if I'm not in where I am at, especially between the months of April and November. In between, after that, they question where I am, but now they've realized I found virtual golf as well, so they know where I'm at.
Is one of the requirements to work in your firm to at least appreciate golf?
You ready? So, such a good question. We've bought golf sets for some of the employees very interested.
Wow.
We have corporate memberships at TPC in Connecticut and Cromwell. We have corporate membership at Tumblebrook in West Hartford, Connecticut. But
I need to go to law school.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell
Are you
A
hiring?
little long in the tooth.
So-
a little long in the tooth for that.
So we're in an expansion process for the next 18 months, and in that expansion space is going to be a golf simulator where we will have tournaments.
yeah.
I have one in my house. We'll have tournaments. I know.
yes.
Listen, sicko is
You're talking to the right people.
It's a term of
I was going to say,
endearment.
we're all sending our resumes over now.
Yeah.
What are the hours?
yeah, it's. I mean, if you can play in a tournament, the hours
Right.
can be variable, right? But I'm the person that'll sit up at 10 at night and be like, did I eat enough tonight with the diabetes that I can get down there and just 3 chip shots, and I come up at 11:30, you know, and it's like maybe I need to have a second meal. But yeah, golf is definitely a passion, and being an attorney is a competitive drive for, you know, for something to do as far as work, and we bring it. I would argue we are the best attorneys in the state of Connecticut, hands down. You don't grow a business in 7 years and end up where we are if you're not doing the right things. But a big part for me of my downtime, my mental health time, is golf. And when I talk to people and associates, I tell them, get involved in the sport. It's so good for your mental health. It's so, well, most of the time. It's so
You play with Harry.
Yeah.
You
Most
play
of
with
the
Harry, that might change.
most of the time. I mean, you know, mulligans, breakfast balls, if you're amongst friends,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
who's really counting?
And it's great for business.
It's so we have the corporate memberships. My community outreach. So we do 35 golf tournaments a year. We sponsor. So, and it's all different charities all throughout Connecticut, and it's such a really cool thing to be able to do and give back. And I bring, you know, our clients. I bring a lot of vendors that we deal with, doctors, and we go out and we play and we make up the teams. We won one on Sunday actually for juvenile diabetes.
Oh,
Congrats.
congratulations.
249 golfers, and we've got in the room and we're like, 17 under won it, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
But
See,
yeah,
that's a
no,
fair,
it's
Good pro
honest.
shop
There's been a
credit.
lot of crazy
Yeah.
numbers. That's a fair, honest win. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
funny. We went to there's a course at Mohegan Sun. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's not the best. Don't make the trip to Connecticut. I'll tell you a few courses you should play in Connecticut. But you know, so we were there, and it was like but it was rain for days. Finally, the sun wasn't even really up. We go over there. It's a tournament for the Connecticut Sun, and last year, and we were a good team. We finished maybe 15 under, and I mean, it was a miracle because it was so bad. The conditions were off. I mean, the sand bunkers were like roped off. Don't just pick your ball
my
up and put it on the other
goodness.
side. It was
Oh,
bad.
wow.
But anyways, we get in the clubhouse, and I'm like, we have a shot. I think maybe 27 under. I'm
That's
like,
ridiculous.
Tiger,
Stop it.
Rory, and Bryson came out here.
Yeah.
And that's the only way. Where are they? Where are they? And it's this table of these maybe 70-something sitting there all innocently, and nobody's going to say anything to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like to each their own. But I'm like, to do this course in 27. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's
It's an
hitting
epidemic
350
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's hitting 350, and somebody's 100-yard game is falling like 6 inches from the pin. That's the only way it's happening.
Wow.
They play from the junior C's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like the junior ones, right? But or there's an air cannon on every hole,
Exactly.
and you're buying the 5-foot putt. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's Connecticut's a good place to play golf.
Talk about, you know, the women's empowerment. You're talking to a dad of 4 daughters. You're
Oh,
talking to
great.
Danielle, who just had her first daughter.
Oh, congratulations.
So it's
And
you
have
know,
an all-female run business as
Awesome.
well. Yeah.
Great.
she does.
I know a lot of women.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Harry
Fair.
loves women.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're surrounded by 2 of them right now.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's great.
But I'll tell you what, Harry plays with his wife all the time.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
He is the biggest proponent of the LPGA.
Oh,
he
totally.
covers it more on the show than anybody.
Yep.
So just talk about that in the game of golf and what you're seeing right now. And to me, what is an incredible just expansion and explosion for women in the game of golf.
So we can be honest on here, right?
Of
Yes.
course.
So
We
the
encourage it.
biggest issue with women's LPGA is the lack of media coverage. You have women's basketball right now that's blowing up, and we're seeing it blow up, and then the media is adapting, right? So
Right.
we're crawling little by little. If the PGA tournaments are on, sometimes you need a special package with your television to even see the LPGA stuff, right? And there's some women out there. I'm sorry. They're playing just as well as the men on the PGA Tour. I mean, they are. It's not about how far you hit the ball. We all know that. It's
They're the best
consistency.
ball strikers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they just can't miss. And it's, so I think that the biggest it's such an exciting time and I spoke to Annika Sorensen last year at Tahoe, and I said, how do we get more women in the game? And she agreed. She goes, it's a great sport. We just have to educate them, teach them the game. I think that when the media covers the LPGA events, that's what's happening. When you're watching them, you're learning the game. I do think that the commentators need work. I think the commentators speak to the people as if they're women, and that turns. I tend to think of myself. I'm very educated in the sport. I want to be spoken to the same way you're going to speak to a man on the PGA Tour. I do, and the commentators are very like, "Yay, wee,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't want that. Give me the hard, fast roll. She shanked it out of the bunker.
Yeah.
Call it for what it is. Now let's get down on her. Talk about how she needs to overcome
They
that.
coddle.
Yes, they
Yes.
coddle,
I-
and it's
it
like
drives
I
me
don't want
nuts.
to watch
Yeah,
that.
drives me
so
crazy.
you know what we do? I have a 1.5-year-old daughter, 12-year-old son. Waited a while, 1.5-year-old daughter. I mute it, and I watch it And I'm like, okay, if something big happens, I mean, I'll catch it. But the commentators need work. It's like the same people that are commentating for the PGA need to be commentating for the LPGA. I don't understand the whys. And if you watch women's sports, it's very similar, except basketball. Basketball has gotten a lot better.
Just throw Daddy on the broadcast, the LPGA broadcast.
Yeah, who wants to listen or watch it when they're treating it like it's like pink versus blue? Like, find the middle ground. And I think that's your biggest weakness. I think the commentating needs work. And I think that, I mean, sponsors need to step up. Women are not worth 25% of what men are worth. If you have a woman on the tour that is winning and is doing everything that a man on the tour is doing, you need to reward them. You need to set a standard, and you need to throw money at what it is. So you encourage other women who are sitting in school now saying, oh, well, if all I can make is $1 million if I'm on the tour, I can go create content and make $10 million. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely room for improvement, but there has been positive upward
Yeah, they've
trajectory.
definitely upped the purses over the
Increasing
past couple of
purses
years.
And I think it takes a Nelly Korda. I think Caitlin Clark. I think
You need
through
like
basketball
6
and
Nelly.
Yeah, but
Korda.
Nelly's
You
so,
need-
yeah,
need
you do.
more,
That's
right?
the thing.
That's
Because
the
Nelly's, I mean,
more Lexi.
Yeah.
she's
Retired.
so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like, but the problem is, I feel like if you ask a lot of women, they don't know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the issue. Every woman knows who Caitlin Clark is. Most will say 80% that you'll find.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 15% know Nelly.
Oh, that low.
And I
Yeah.
would say, yeah. And, that is the media coverage. That is the coverage. But I agree with you. Yes, increasing the purses. But it's like nobody's doing, we live in a country, nobody's doing things slowly. Somebody needs to step up. This is Nike's chance, Reebok's chance, Adidas. Somebody stop selling shirts and step up and pay these people. And then it's going to work its way out. It's like nobody's crawling. We're at a crawl. It's like nobody wants to crawl. Somebody drop the hammer and set a standard and let everybody else follow.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, well, let's get your thoughts on this tournament we are at today. You watch a lot of golf, you consume golf, you go to a lot of tournaments. We talked a little bit before about some of the players. Who can you see walking away with a beautiful cricket? Did you see the cricket paddle? Was it a paddle? The trophy?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
It's
did.
an awesome
Very
trophy.
cool.
Who
Well-
can you see walking away with
Well,
that?
hold on. So I would say this is Harmon's tournament to win. I do. It's his game. I think he played this course is short in some regard.
Sure.
And it's going to be hard for a lot of these guys that are used to playing these longer courses to play it.
7,100, right? Par 70
Yeah.
is what it's playing?
It's
Yeah.
going to play a lot like Travelers Championship in Connecticut does. It's going to play a lot like TPC there. I think it's Harmon's due. I think
Especially if we get bad weather. He's great in the
He
bad
is.
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah.
he needs to stay in his shots and not second guess himself, and he'll win this tournament all
Yeah.
day. I think Morikawa's due. I don't know if this is his tournament.
Yeah.
I think he's due. And I love Shane Lowry. Who doesn't?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
He's one of my favorites. I think he hits a long ball, and I don't know how he's going to do here. But I can tell you, it's Harmon's tournament to lose.
He hits it straight, too, off the tee, Harmon.
Yeah,
If
it's
you find the rough here, you're going to have problems.
and
Yeah.
how great is he playing this year?
Yeah.
He is.
Already
he
has
is
a
so
win.
fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always at the top of the board. It's crazy.
So you talked about Connecticut golf, but I do have to ask you, we're sitting here in Philly. What have you played in Philly, and what is your top course in the area?
Well, I thought they were going to ask me to play this before I came out here.
You don't have a tea
I
tent
don't know
tomorrow.
why.
I don't have a tea. I know. I'm waiting for the invite. Somebody's got to not show. Somebody's going to get sick from the food tonight. Something's going to happen. They'll call me. But I have not played in Philly. Can you
Really?
believe it?
Not
Nope.
one
I have
course?
not played
Wow.
in Philly. Nope.
We'll change that.
Yeah, we'll
I
definitely
have
change
not
that.
played in Philly. I did just share, though, I'm going to Cabot Links in
Oh,
Nova Scotia
Cabot.
this
Oh,
summer, which
nice.
I'm looking
It's gonna
forward
be
to. But
incredible.
I definitely want to take a little tour around, Jersey, Philly, parts of Philly, and really play some of these courses. Virginia has some nice courses.
What's your favorite course you've played?
Knew you were going to ask me that question. Honestly, this is going to sound so. My favorite course that I played and my favorite course are two different things, right? So my favorite course that I've played like once was the Monument course in Arizona. We went down for the waste management tournament.
Yeah.
We played that before it started, which was great, but nothing beat the Troon Monument course. It was
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
My favorite course to play, though, in Connecticut is a municipal course. I
Really?
belong to all these expensive courses, TPC, everything. Rockledge Golf Course in West Hartford.
Oh, wow.
It is my, I know, it
What
is
do you
my
love about
favorite
it?
course. Every time you go out there, it's a challenging course. There's holes that are straight, longer. They don't get in. And I hit about a 240-yard drive, so I hit a longer ball, and I just find the courses are all too short for women. I'm on every green and two, even if it's a par 5, where Rock Ledge, you can't. It's challenging. I mean, it's got its moments, but I hit my driver's 240 and my 3-wood's like about 215. So when you put those two together, it's very difficult to find a course that's fun for women, or you play the men's tees.
You'd have to go to the other tees. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
move back a tee.
You ever play Shenecosset?
I-
That's one of my
In
favorites.
Groton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a block from
You
my
like that
sister's house.
course?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Ooh.
It's a Donald Ross.
I didn't. It didn't. I wasn't super. I'm sorry. I wasn't super impressed. I find TPC,
It's
which
owned by the
everybody wants to
township.
talk
That's
about,
why.
Is it really?
TPC is super duper short.
Oh yeah, Cromwell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were dogging, some of the golfers for calling it out for being super short. But
Yeah.
it is. It's short for me, and I see where their tees are. I'm
It looks like
well,
a
I'm not
fun
hitting
back
three.
9 though, like with that drivable par 4 and
I
like-
gotta tell you, so the last hole's a par 4 at the 18. Have
yeah.
you been?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tony Finau last year, so upset. He was not playing the way he wanted to be playing. He stands up there. He hits. I can tell you, he was within 80 of the pin, and he just was like, "What do I have to lose? It's the last." I've never seen a human. I know these long drive guys. I've never seen a human that plays in the. He hit the ball. You could hear it still echo from when he hit the ball. We're all sitting in the corporate box, and the thing lands. I'm like, tell me he shanked the first shot, and that's a second shot. I mean, but it's short. That's the problem. That was short too, though.
Yeah, it is kind of short. You got to play it from the backs, but it's still short.
I think it's fun though when some guys can reach the green.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
But especially when you're watching the pros. But when you're playing, like
You want more of a challenge.
I want more of a challenge. Yeah, like I want to bogey holes and get really mad about it. I want to I want to 3-putt some holes and get
We gotta
really
play
mad
golf
about
together.
it. We have to.
Yes.
But but Rock Ledge is my answer, and they'll
Awesome.
love me for this. I pay West Hartford enough taxes; they should throw me a bone here.
Yeah.
But it is my favorite. And for a municipal course, I hold it up against any course in the state of
Wow.
Connecticut.
At least preferred tee times or something.
Yeah,
You got to
right.
get
They
something.
don't even give me that.
They don't?
I'm in the
Really?
women's group, so I get that. But I
We'll
can't
have
walk.
Powers clip this for you and send it over.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to Josh and be like, here you go. When's my tee time? No, we belong to Tumblebrook. That's a fun course. It's
I've
a
heard
troon.
of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's longer,
okay.
but it's just as the same problem these guys probably have of finding courses on their off time to play if they're local somewhere, because they're not. That's the issue I have, is that they're just not long enough.
You ever play Yale? The
No,
Yale
but I
golf
played
course?
great
Yeah, I heard that's
great
beautiful. the
something. Great River, Great Neck. That's a hard course
Okay.
for women,
I
and
wanna get-
that might be where Yale plays. I don't
Well,
know.
Yale's obviously it's New Haven, but it's an old school golf course that they're trying to bring back, and it's supposed to be fantastic.
Somebody
I think
talked to
Seth
me about
Rayner
this.
designed it.
I went to Quinnipiac.
Oh, there you go.
Somebody
Yeah.
talked to me about
Yeah.
this. Somebody did. It's a New
I think
Haven.
Shane Bacon was talking about it when we had him. on.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was. He was.
I'm on the Quinnipiac board, and somebody was talking about
Okay.
this course. But I will tell you this: there is a course owned by it's Sacred Heart owns it
Okay.
at University in Connecticut. I think it's a Great River or something like that. It is challenging, the most challenging course, like so challenging that I sit there afterwards and I'm like, I don't want to play tomorrow. I need a day off. I need a mental health
Mental,
day,
yeah.
Wow.
and then I need to call my therapist for a 3-hour session. It's a tough one.
And then you go back on Thursday.
I still go back the next day.
Yeah.
I just have the therapy later in the day.
There you go.
Check the
Love it.
box off.
Well, make sure you're following Brooke Gofflaw, GOFF, Brooke Goff Official, on Instagram. Love the stuff you're doing on there. Love another golf sicko like us.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
we will get something scheduled to get you out in the Philadelphia area to play
Sounds
some courses.
fantastic.
For sure. So thank you
Perfect.
for coming on. All right, let's
Thank
take
you.
a quick break. We'll be right back.